Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
The Honourable Nick Smith.
Mr. Chairman, I want to rise to the challenge of the points that are made both by Dennis O'Rourke and William Sawyer, who's just spoken. Now, firstly, can I make it? He says this bill is about cheap insulation. No, it is not. Let me be very clear. The bill and the regulations require all insulation to be installed has to be to the 2008 standard. Absolutely. He asked the question as to whether cost should be a factor in the policy making. Of course it should, because all costs that we impose through regulation of this sort are ultimately passed on to the tenant, and we have to be confident that the benefit is more than the cost. So here's my challenge for Mr. O'Rourke and Mr. William Soy, and it's this. Siwa. And it's this. When it came to the earthquake-prone building legislation, this Parliament did not require that every single building be upgraded to today's standard. Now, were we as a Parliament saying that lives don't matter? No, we were saying quite logically that there needs to be an upgrade of older buildings, but it's not realistic that every older building meets the same standard today. I challenge a member on this point. The current new regulations require every home in New Zealand to have double glazing. Why don't we put on this bill that every house has to retrospectively have double glazing? If you want to follow the logic that you have advanced, that every building has to be to the same standard, that's what you would do. The reason we don't do that is not because we don't care about children or home warmth, it's because we're economically rational. That if we required every home to meet today's standard and to be double glazed, sir, if you believe what you say, you would actually put on this bill that every home has to be double glazed. Because that's the current standard. But we don't, because the cost that would impose would exceed the benefit. And here's the bit that I don't think is understood. The 1978 standard provides for an 83% reduction in heat loss. The 2001 standard, that's the facts, they are the technical stacks, the R rating. In respect to the 2001 standard, that takes it to 87%. And the simple logic is this. Insulating the 180,000 homes that are not insulated at all, of which you're getting no reduction in heat loss, is where the massive gains are to be made. Members opposite are completely underestimating the challenge for the insulation industry to do 60,000 homes per year over the next 3 years, in my advice, is going to stretch that industry to absolute limits. And that is my view. The cost-benefit analysis is overwhelming in saying that the benefits come from those houses that are uninsulated. Furthermore, this bill requires that where the insulation from 1978 is not in fit and proper condition, that it does need to be upgraded, and when it is upgraded, it's upgraded to the 2008 standard. That is logical, that is consistent, that is the right thing for New Zealand families, it's the right thing for New Zealand homes.
I call Pine Henare.